we'll start with what the heck I mean when I say contribution from ecstasy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a way of framing our connection to the world and wanting to give to the world, but not from a place of a problem or that anything is wrong or that stuff needs fixed or that everything's so screwed up. It really approaches you giving to the world, knowing yourself as a gift and knowing that everything exists out there is a gift. And I found that for most people, it's something, the world is full of things that are wrong that need to be made right.
Mm.
And in approaching the world as if things are wrong, you actually recreate the problem in your own consciousness. You reinstantiate it, you underscore it. I wrote down some notes last night, and I don't know if these are going to make any sense, but for every marriage that tries to solve loneliness, a lonely divorce hangs in the wings. And
Mm.
for every attempt to hide the truth, a potential whistleblower is born. For every skyscraper, there's a controlled demolition decades away. So every problem that we try to fix, the polar opposite is imbued in that problem. And so I thought, well, what's the way around this? And it's not solving a problem. It's just casting your joy into a perfect world. And
Oh. Mm-hmm.
if people are offended when I say a perfect world, I mean, there's some slices that we could take on that, because clearly my head's not that far up my ass. I know the world is not perfect. But to approach the world as if it could exist no other way, therefore it is perfect, is to give the space to work with it. It's to give that space for a contribution from ecstasy. Now,
Mm.
you said that I go really deep, and I have no idea if that made any sense. So how did
Well,
that land?
well, you're just so talking my language there. So I may not be the best person to judge as to whether it made any sense, because it made perfect sense to me. And it really brought to life again when you told me what you're up to. I was just like a hell yes immediately, because that really is so much of a kind of underlying principle philosophy that we do our work from. So I see it so similarly to you. There was something about the way that I mean, from my perspective, it's just so much, such a beautiful way to live, like such a fulfilling way to live. You're creating that impact and feeling great whilst doing so. But I really loved the way you said, and there's actually a kind of really logical and practical reason to do it, which is, as you're saying, you create the polarity of the very thing you don't want if you're doing it from here's a problem that needs to be fixed. And the way the note taking you did last night, I think it was really worthwhile, because I think you brought that to life so well. So yeah, from my perspective, it makes perfect sense.